He returned from the army and turned into a real man, a real infidelity story of forbidden love. James Peterson had always been the quiet, awkward boy next door, someone Rachel barely noticed during high school. He was sweet but timid, a shadow who seemed more comfortable blending into the background. After graduation, James had enlisted in the army, and for the next 8 years, he disappeared from everyone's radar, including Rachel's. Now 26, Rachel was married to Adam, her high school sweetheart. Their relationship, once fiery and passionate, had grown dull with time. Adam was always working, their conversations had become routine, and Rachel often found herself longing for something more. One warm summer evening, Rachel's mundane life took a turn when she noticed a tall, broad-shouldered man moving boxes into the house next door. She didn't recognize him at first, but when he turned and smiled, her breath hitched. It was James. Only he wasn't the same shy boy she remembered. The military had transformed James into a confident, chiseled man with piercing eyes that seemed to see right through her. As their eyes met, something stirred in Rachel, a mixture of nostalgia and a spark she hadn't felt in years. A forbidden connection. Over the next few weeks, James and Rachel began to reconnect. It started innocently enough, chats over the fence, quick smiles when they crossed paths. But there was an undercurrent of tension neither could ignore. James was charming and attentive, qualities Rachel realized she had been missing in her marriage. One evening, while Adam was away on a business trip, James invited Rachel over to his backyard for a small barbecue. They laughed, shared stories about the past, and drank a little too much wine. As the night wore on, the distance between them lessened until James reached out, brushing a stray strand of hair from Rachel's face. "I've missed seeing you," he said, his voice low and earnest. Rachel's heart pounded. "You shouldn't say things like that." "Why not? It's the truth." Against her better judgment, Rachel leaned in, their lips meeting in a kiss that ignited a fire within her. For the first time in years, she felt alive, wanted. Hashtag guilt and passion. The days that followed were a whirlwind of stolen moments and whispered confessions. Rachel was torn between the guilt of betraying Adam and the undeniable pull she felt toward James. He made her feel like the vibrant, passionate woman she once was, not the lonely wife she had become. James, too, wrestled with his conscience. He knew Rachel was married, but he couldn't deny the connection they shared. She was his first real love, the girl he had dreamed of while enduring the hardships of military life. One fateful night, as rain poured outside, Rachel found herself in James's arms again. "This can't continue," she whispered, her voice trembling. "But it already has," James replied, pulling her closer. "And I don't regret a second of it. A choice to make." As weeks turned into months, the affair became harder to hide. Rachel knew she had to make a choice, either end things with James and try to repair her marriage or leave Adam and face the fallout. During a heated argument with Adam one night, Rachel blurted out the truth. "I've been seeing someone else," she admitted, tears streaming down her face. Adam was stunned, his anger giving way to heartbreak. "Is it him? The guy next door?" Rachel nodded, her guilt consuming her. "I never meant for it to happen, but I can't pretend anymore. I'm not happy, Adam. I haven't been for a long time. An uncertain future." Rachel and Adam separated, though it wasn't without its challenges. Gossip spread through their small town, and Rachel faced judgment from friends and family. James stood by her side, his unwavering support giving her the strength to move forward. Though their love had begun in secrecy, it grew into something undeniable. Together, Rachel and James built a life filled with honesty and passion, though the shadows of their past choices always lingered. Their story was one of forbidden love, a guilty pleasure born from pain and longing. But in the end, it was also a story of transformation, of James becoming the man he was always meant to be and Rachel finding the courage to follow her heart, no matter the cost.